friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel. In today's video, we are going to talk about everything that I read in April. I read 8 books in April, which is absolutely fantastic. Even for me, that's great. Although there was like an entire week and a half-ish that I did not pick up a single book, I'm going to pretend that week and a half does not exist, and we're just gonna jump into the books that I actually finished this month. So the first book is The Butcher's Masquerade by Matt Dinniman. I absolutely love Dungeon Crawler Carl. I feel like this channel is just a Dungeon Crawler Carl, Matt Dinniman fan channel at this point. I feel like I don't need to talk about it much more. If you've seen literally almost any one of my videos, you know how much I love Dungeon Crawler Carl. This is just the 5th book in the series, and I thought it was great and fantastic, and you should read the series if you haven't. Now, this next book, I do not have nearly as many good things to say, if really any, which kind of makes me sad because this is the book. It's Fairytale by Veronica Lancet. Now, this book, I did not enjoy. Like in the beginning, I was like, okay, yeah, cool, like this is fun. By the end of this book, I could not care less. I literally Googled the ending because I was like, I've made it this far and I don't care. And it was disappointing. And sure, maybe if I had read it, I would feel differently, but I highly doubt it. I'm sad, definitely, because this book is like 700 pages. And there is, in fact, like a little like thing from the author in the beginning that's like talking about how this book is extremely long, and if you're not invested or if you can't handle things, the content warnings in this book, then perhaps this book is not for you. Now, I don't have a problem with the content warnings of this book. I have a problem with the story of this book. It was so repetitive, so incredibly repetitive. The main character is an orphan, and she literally does not stop talking about how she is an orphan. And I'm like, I get it. You're an orphan. I understand that. Can we move on, please? Yes, the trigger warnings are there for a reason. I understand that this book was not supposed to be like Sunshines and Rainbows. However, was I supposed to like either one of these male main characters? Because I did not like either of them. Like, I could not get behind either one of them. So it was just a really big letdown, and I spent a lot of time on this book that I honestly wish I hadn't. And normally I don't feel that way about books because I typically DNF, but I was just like, it'll get better, it'll get better, it'll get better. And it did not get better. So I'm here to tell you, maybe don't read this one. Next book that I read was The Three-Body Problem. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce the author's last name because I know I'm gonna mess it up. This book was interesting in that I wanted to know what was gonna happen, but I didn't really quite understand what was happening. Like, on the surface level, I got it, I grasped it, I know what the three-body problem is, but that's it. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the whole point. Maybe you're supposed to be confused, but I didn't connect with any of the characters. And when I read, I want to connect with characters, whether I hate them, whether I love them, you know, I want to connect with them in some way, and I did not connect with them at all. So maybe perhaps I will watch the show on Netflix, and maybe that will kind of give me more insight, and then I'll decide if I want to continue on with the series. But as of right now, in this moment, I will not be. I will let you know in the future if my mind has changed after watching the show, but just from reading the first book, it's not. I do like want to know, but at the same time, it wasn't enough for me. It just kind of fell flat, and I don't want to put myself through reading another book, you know, that's like 500, 400 pages just to feel meh about it. My air conditioning just turned on and I don't have my mic set up, so we're gonna just push through and hopefully it's not that annoying. Next book that I read was Operation Bounce House by Matt Dinniman. Now, this book did not give me the same feeling that Dungeon Crawler gives me. However, I am aware that this is a standalone novel and it's not meant to be a Dungeon Crawler replacement or substitute or anything like that. And so I tried not to read it that way. However, it is written by Matt Dinniman, the same author who wrote Dungeon Crawler Carl, and it's hard to not compare authors' works. So I did enjoy it. I think that if you are interested in reading it, then you definitely should read it, especially if you like Dungeon Crawler Carl for the politics of the book, for the really sarcastic humor, for the AI kind of talk that's in there. Not the AI that's in the book, but like talk of AI in the book and all that, then I think that you would enjoy this book. But it did not give me that like found family that Dungeon Crawler Carl gives me with Donut and all of them. Like, I just didn't have that. in this book. There are friends and family and groups of people, but it just, like I said, I didn't connect with the characters as well as I did with Dungeon Crawler, so I didn't rate this as highly. I think I gave it like 3 stars or something like that. It's definitely a readable book. I think that, like I said, if you want to read about politics and AI and the negativity of it in the world, and honestly about war and genocide in a digestible way, then this book is for you. If not, then I wouldn't recommend it to you. I think that if your humor, like if you read Dungeon Crawler, the first one, and you're like, I don't really love that, then I probably wouldn't read this. But if you read it and you were like, yeah, I can get behind this, I would read it. This, I would say, or will say, is slightly, I think, less funny than Dungeon Crawler. The next book is Theo of Golden by Alan Levy. This was a really heartfelt book that I think people should read. It's more about people and humanity and loving your neighbor and being there for one another and creating a family around you. So I think that if any of that intrigues you, then I would read this book. It's honestly so beautiful. It is so well written. I listened and read along with it, and I thought it was great. I thought it was wonderful. And I think that, like I said, if you're interested in reading this book at all, you should definitely pick it up. The next book is my first 5-star read of 2025, and that is The Legend of by Aaron N. Hall. I absolutely love this book. Obviously, it's my first 5-star read of the 2026. I keep saying 2025. Of 2026. This book is cozy fantasy about this kid. His dad, I should say, is this knight, and the town loves him so much, and they knight his son because they love the dad so much, and the son is like, well, I didn't really earn my knighthood, I feel like I should earn it, and so he kind of goes off on a quest to earn his knighthood. Goes through some funny but wholesome experiences with people that soon become his family, and I absolutely loved it. It is cozy, it is fantasy, and it is found family, and those are like my top 3 things. Like, if I could have anything in a book, it would be those, and that's what this is. And I absolutely love this book. It was great. I absolutely loved it, and I think that if you like any of those things, you should read this book. The next book is Lady Killers, Deadly Women Throughout History by Tori Telfer. This is a nonfiction about women serial killers. It was good. It was interesting. I think that if you like true crime, if you like learning about, things of this nature, then definitely pick it up. The cover is really cool. I'm trying to find one now. There are drawings at every chapter head of pictures of these women, and I think that's really cool. And the pictures are really neat. However, it wasn't like the best book I've ever read. It was told in a very, which is kind of odd to say, but a very whimsical kind of a way, and which was good for like binging. I binged the audio of this fairly quickly, but it wasn't like, oh my god, like gasp worthy. Like, it just didn't have the drama. I mean, there was drama, but it didn't have like the heavy dark drama that you would find with like a true crime, which maybe is good, if you're not really into that heaviness, but you want to read something like this, then definitely pick it up. It was fine. It was good. I think I gave it like 3 stars. And the last book that I read this month is The Unselected Journals of Emma Line, Volume 3. I think that this series is absolutely fantastic and so cute, and I love Emma. She is hilarious. She is so complex in a way that feels so real. Like, she's not too much. She's not flat as a character. I feel like she's just absolutely perfect, and you can connect with her, but you can also kind of view her story from an outsider's perspective and enjoy everything that is happening to her, but also feel for her and everything that she's going through. And I can't wait to continue with the series. This book is great, just like all the others, and I'm sure that the rest of the series is only going to get better and better. So I think that if you have not read this series and you are thinking of reading it, you definitely should. There are currently 8 out, I believe, but they're so short and they're so small, and I think that you can just fly right through them, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Bad thing because then you'll be done, and then what are you going to do with the rest of your life, But it's good because you can binge them, and they're super easy to read, and honestly, you can read them in a day if you wanted to. So I highly recommend reading the series. Those are all of the 8 books that I read in April. I am very pleased with how many books I've read. Kind of bummed that a week and a half went by and I lost that time. Things happen and life goes on, and next month in May will be better, and I am very pleased with myself that I am working through my physical TBR, although this bookshelf never seems to have any empty space. That's my goal, although I do fill it with books that I buy and books from my shed, but the goal is to not have any overflow books, which currently at this time I have 2 overflow books. I can talk about them. First one I started reading, but I started reading it right before that whole week and a half that I stopped reading. That is The Fall of Divinity by Shaylin Elizabeth. This is another indie author that lives locally to me. She is the sweetest, and if you are interested in fantasy, like darker type of not like dark fantasy, but like fantasy that is darker, I think you should pick this up. I'm about 6 chapters in so far, so I can't give you too much info on it, but it is enjoyable. I am liking it. Then the next book that I have is The Essence of Love by Rick A. Romero. He is another local author. I believe he is like more in Riverside, and the way that he pitched this book was fantasy, mystery, and gay, and I was like, yeah, I'll buy that. So I picked it up, and now my friends and I are reading it for book club. It should be fun. I'm excited to read this. Oh, and it came with like the cutest bookmarks. I'm pretty sure these are the main characters, and I'm super excited to read this. I'm sorry that I've been so sporadic with everything, but I'm grateful and thankful for everyone that does come and watch my videos when I do post them. I do post more consistently on TikTok. Last month, April, was a little bit crazy for me, and I didn't feel 100%, so I didn't post much there, but I am getting back to it. My socials are always linked down below, and I hope that if you guys like my channel and you like what I post, that you follow along and you subscribe and you like my content, and maybe even turn on the bell notification, because I don't post so consistently. It'll alert you when I do post. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or evening, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.